Good morning. Stay safe and stay connected. Today, we are going to learn about cell respiration and photosynthesis. At the end of today's lesson, you are able to know what is cell respiration, what is photosynthesis, the factors needed for photosynthesis, the differences between respiration and photosynthesis, and lastly, you also need to know how photosynthesis and respiration complement each other. What is respiration? Respiration can be divided into two: external respiration and internal respiration. You breathe every day. You take in oxygen and you breathe out carbon dioxide. So this process is actually external respiration, or we call it breathing. But respiration is more than breathing. It also involves internal respiration, or we call it cell respiration. Cell respiration happens in mitochondria in our cell. Now, today we are going to learn about cell respiration. The food that you take in will be reacted with oxygen, and this reaction will release carbon dioxide, water, and energy. And the energy released will be used by you during your daily activities. When you breathe in oxygen, so this oxygen will be used here to react with the food that you eat. And when you breathe out carbon dioxide, water, and energy. So if you put your hand near your mouth, you breathe out, then you can feel the heat. So it is actually the heat energy released from this reaction, our cell respiration. Plants are producers. Plants can make own food during photosynthesis. Food made by plants is kept in a form of glucose known as starch. The presence of starch can be tested by using iodine solution. So boys, in order to know whether the plants carry out photosynthesis, we need to do a test that is called the starch test. Next, I'm going to show you how a starch test is carried out. First of all, pluck a leaf from a plant and dip inside hot boiling water. Dip for a few minutes. This process is to break the cell wall of the leaf. Next, remove the leaf and place inside a boiling tube containing ethanol. Now, make sure that ethanol is not exposed to heat source such as flame from the Bunsen burner, because ethanol is highly flammable. We just use hot water to heat up the ethanol. After a few minutes, you are able to see that the color of the ethanol turns green. This is because the chlorophyll from the leaf is already dissolved in the ethanol. After this, take out the leaf and immerse the leaf inside hot water. This process will only take a few seconds. The hot water will soften the leaf. Next, place the leaf on a white towel and drop a few drops of iodine onto the leaf. If no starch is present on the leaf, then the iodine solution will remain brown. If starch is present, then the iodine solution will turn into blue-black. So this leaf shows that photosynthesis is happened, whereas this leaf without photosynthesis. There are a few factors that are needed for photosynthesis. We are going to look at it one by one. The first factor is the light energy. Now, is light energy required for photosynthesis? So, we need two plants. Same type of plants, two plants, we place it inside a dark room for 2 days. This step is to make sure all the starch is removed. After 2 days, one of the plant, we still keep it in dark, whereas the second plant, we expose it under the sunlight. Then, after a few days, a leaf from this plant is plucked and a leaf from this plant is also plucked. Then, we carry out starch tests. The leaf without sunlight, iodine solution remains brown. The leaf with sunlight, iodine solution turns into blue-black. So this shows that sunlight is needed for photosynthesis. You can also do it this way. You cover part of the leaf with aluminum foil, then expose to sunlight. So this is the result of the starch test, where the part that is covered, no photosynthesis is carried out, whereas the part that exposed to sunlight, photosynthesis is carried out. The second factor is chlorophyll. Is chlorophyll needed for photosynthesis? So for this, we need a type of leaf, we call it the variegated leaf. Now this variegated leaf got two parts. One is green in color, one is the non-green part. So this leaf, straight away we can carry out the starch test. The result shown that the green parts, the iodine turned into blue-black, whereas the non-green part, the iodine remained brown. This means that chlorophyll is needed for photosynthesis. So chlorophyll is a factor that needed for photosynthesis besides sunlight. The third factor is carbon dioxide. Is carbon dioxide needed for photosynthesis? So we do the same thing. Two same type of plants are placed inside the home for 2 days. This is to remove all the starch inside the leaf. After 2 days, one of the plant we place this way, and then the second plant we place it this way. Now the first one, you have potassium hydroxide solution inside, and then the second one is without potassium solution. Now, then we seal the bell jar with Vaseline, both seal with Vaseline to prevent the gas from outside to enter. What is the function of the potassium hydroxide solution here? This potassium hydroxide solution is to absorb carbon dioxide. It will absorb all the carbon dioxide inside this bell jar. So in another word, this plant cannot get carbon dioxide, whereas this plant can get carbon dioxide, and both plants are exposed to sunlight. Now, after some time, we pluck a leaf from each plant and carry out the starch test. What we can see, the plant without carbon dioxide, the iodine didn't turn color, whereas the plant with carbon dioxide, the iodine turned into blue-black. So this shows that carbon dioxide is another factor that is needed in photosynthesis. Next, the last factor is water. Is water needed for photosynthesis? So we do the same thing again. Two same type of plants is kept. They are kept inside a dark room for 2 days to de-starch, to remove all the starch. Then we expose the two plants under the sunlight, and the first plant, plant A, we water it every day, whereas plant B, we don't give water. Now, after some time, we pluck a leaf from plant A and we pluck a leaf from plant B and carry out the starch test. So, the leaf without water, no photosynthesis is carried out, as you can see, because the iodine remain brown, whereas the leaf with water, iodine solution turned into blue-black. This shows that water is needed for photosynthesis because the leaf with water carries out photosynthesis. So this is the conclusion of what we have learned just now. Plants carry out photosynthesis with the presence of sunlight, the chlorophyll, and water, and also carbon dioxide. So water, sunlight, carbon dioxide, chlorophyll, these are the 4 factors needed for photosynthesis. Then plant will release oxygen and glucose as the products of photosynthesis. Look at this reaction. Carbon dioxide reacts with water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, and glucose and oxygen are released. Next, we are going to compare the differences. We are going to look at the differences between cell respiration and photosynthesis. First difference, cell respiration occurs in mitochondria, whereas photosynthesis occurs in chloroplasts. Then, respiration, cell respiration is a process where energy is released. Okay, boys, look here. So, this respiration process releases energy, whereas photosynthesis is a process where energy is absorbed. Look at this chemical reaction. The light energy from the sunlight is absorbed in this photosynthesis process. Next, cell respiration occurs in all living organisms, humans, animals, plants, and microorganisms. All the microorganisms, all the humans, all animals, all plants carry out respiration. For photosynthesis, it only occurs in plants and also some of the microorganisms. Next, cell respiration breaks down glucose to produce energy. Now look at this chemical reaction. Glucose reacts with oxygen to release energy, whereas photosynthesis synthesizes glucose. Look at this formula. During photosynthesis, glucose is produced. Next, cell respiration uses glucose and oxygen to produce carbon dioxide, water, and energy, whereas photosynthesis uses carbon dioxide and water to produce glucose and oxygen. And last, cell respiration occurs at all times. That means during the day and also the night. Whereas for photosynthesis, it only occurs with the presence of light. Now, plants carry out photosynthesis during the daytime. Do plants also carry out respiration at the same time? The answer is yes. During the daytime, in the presence of sunlight, plants carry out photosynthesis. At the same time, plants also respire. But at night, without the presence of light, the plants will only carry out cell respiration and they don't carry out photosynthesis. So boys, it's actually not a good idea to keep plants inside your bedroom. This is because at night, when the plants carry out respiration, they will compete with you for the oxygen. Next, we want to see how photosynthesis and respiration complement each other. Plants carry out photosynthesis, produce glucose and oxygen. The glucose and oxygen will be used by living things to carry out respiration. Then, during respiration, living things release carbon dioxide and water, and the carbon dioxide and water will be used by the plant to carry out photosynthesis process. So this way, how we can see how this photosynthesis and respiration complement each other. That's all for today. Thank you.